Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. We are live on this Bull Moon Friday. It's like all doom and gloom around here, guys. I tell you, it has been raining hard. Like not even just today. It has been raining nonstop for like a week, and I don't mean like a little drizzle. I mean like torrential lightning storm downpours, trees and limbs down everywhere. Like it is quite depressing. I mean, maybe some of you like that stuff, and I like a little rain here and there, but goodness, enough is enough. How's everyone? I think I've got my chat fixed so I can pop you up on the screen. Let's see who is here today. Jane, first one in chat, says Bull Moon today. We're going to talk about the moon, guys. It is Bull Moon Friday. Johnny number 5, what's up, crew? Hawkborn. All right, let's see. Let's check these texts, see if they pop up. I haven't even tried them. Mac, there it is. Look at that. Can y'all see that? I might need to adjust this a little bit. I'll play with this. Let's see. There. Max. Max says, coming up on the dang red box. We are in the dang red box. I just took a short, guys. I just took a short from the dang red box. We could come a little higher. I'm willing to allow the full width of the box. I tell you guys this all the time. We'll come back. Let's see who else. Johnny number 5, got my finger on the short button. Dang red box. Salt Chain, good morning. Okay, good. Salt Chain, seeing the text up there. Good, perfect, good. John, did you take the short? John? John says, I am short. Yes. Okay, good. I'm short too. Took the short. I'm willing to allow the full width of the box. Guys, let's talk about this real quick. Hawkborn took the short also. That you just, gosh, dog, I just see people cutting their trades, and hey, it's your money. Do what you want to do. That's cool. But when you come into a dang red box, there are just multiple levels you could turn around here, and you just don't know which one you're going to do. Like, let's drop down to 1 minute here, just for example. I mean, we came into the dang red box. We've got bearish divergence, so you could turn around right here, okay? You're at the 702. You are at, let's zoom out a little bit, I'll show you a little more. You are at value area high. You could absolutely turn around right there. You got a little bit of reaction, not much, not really what I want to see, but you did get a reaction with divergence at a key level, right? 702 and value area high. However, also within this box, you have the 786, you have a daily level, and you have a more macro golden pocket, which we've already kind of mitigated, but it's in there nonetheless. It still serves as some resistance. So you could really turn around from any of these points, and I just see people cutting trades before they ever get here and miss it out, just like a lot of folks cut this trade right here from the dang red box. Cut it somewhere in here rather than just, it would have been a big trade for you. I took this trade. I'm still in this trade, as a matter of fact. I've secured over $1,900, I think. Let's see. Yep, $1,965. I've secured $2,000 and then I have stop loss at entry. So if I come up there, I get stopped out, I make $2,000. Okay, but I had to allow, I don't remember the levels, but there were levels in here. I know the golden pocket because I see the golden pocket here, right? There's golden pocket, there's probably a daily level or something else in here. There were more levels that made me allow this range of the box. So allow the range, not financial advice. Let me just say this. I win a lot more than I lose, and I allow the range of the box. That's all I'm going to say. And I do lose some, and I don't care. I don't care. You're going to take some losses. I'll tell you, a lot of people are afraid to take a loss. Let's look at Bitcoin. Let's zoom out and look at Bitcoin real quick. A lot of people are afraid to take one single loss. Like, I've seen so many people will, let's say I'm just going to draw real quick. Let's say you enter here, a short, and Bitcoin goes up like this, and they come down to here, and they don't want to take that loss for $200-300, $1,000, whatever it is. They want, and even they get the break even, they don't want to take it. They want a profit. Don't do that. Take the freaking loss. Listen, would anybody look at this chart of Bitcoin, let's zoom out on Bitcoin, and think that this is not a profitable asset? Would anybody think this is not a profitable asset Of course not. I mean, Bitcoin, I don't even know. Bitcoin's up from the bottom about, I mean, almost 6 million%, guys. But guess what? Bitcoin takes losses. Bitcoin takes losses. Bitcoin takes losses. Losses, 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 losses. The key is the equity curve is up and to the right. And that's what you want your profit portfolio to look like this, but take a loss. Just suck it up and take the loss. Get back in the game, take a loss. Get back in the game, take a loss. The key is up and to the right. It doesn't mean you never do this and take a loss. So take a loss. You know, if you come down to break even, take it. Every trade is not going to be profitable. Okay, it's impossible. Not even for the 5 million% gaining Bitcoin, it is not possible. Take a loss, but allow the range. Just don't risk your whole account on one trade. Not even more than 10%, and you'll be fine. All right, so I'm in like a little baby copy trade. I'm copy trade guys on MEXC, MEXCtrading.us, MEXCtrading.us. The banner's up top. Get you a MEXC account. Lowest market order fees in the game. But I'm also KCEX short on a day trade here. So if I lose it, I'll lose it. I don't care. If we come above the box, come above the dang red box, then we're probably coming for the high. The question will be then, do we just mitigate the high and then head down, or is this a bona fide breakout? Let's look at the trend for the day. We do have a bias today. We had no bias yesterday, and I was honest about that coming into it. We've had a bias all 3 days this week, and we've nailed all 3 trades this week. But yesterday, being the 4th day, we had no bias. I'm on the 15-minute time frame. We talked about this when we came on stream. Asia trended down. The UK reversed and trended up. So there was no directional bias here. We said the US will either take the high or the low, or maybe both. We just didn't. There was no bias. I mean, we could have looked at indicators like Cypher and blah 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 and figured out a bias, but based upon market trend, there was no bias. Okay, just based upon market trend from UK and Asia. However, today we have a trending market through both sessions to the upside, which means we would expect the US to reverse this. Now, it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't always happen. And I don't even know the stat. I could make something up. I would venture to say probably 8 times out of 10 this plays out, just based on nothing else. Okay? What I like about this possibility today also is that we're at value area high, and we're at a dang red box, and we're at the between 702 and 786. Look, guys, at the end of the day, Bitcoin is doing what I always tell you. If you really just want to keep it simple and be a profitable trader, just trade blue line to blue line, blue line, red line, blue line. That is it. That is all Bitcoin is doing. You're deviating slightly above and slightly below, sure, but who cares? When you come back in the zone, take the trade, not financial advice. Look, come into the blue line, long. Blue line, short. Blue line, long. Did you come back down? Yeah, you would have got stopped out here, but as soon as you came back in, take the trade. Take profit at the red line. Take profit 2 at the blue line. When you come back in the blue line, enter TP. Blue line, blue line. That's all it's doing. Blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line, blue line. And now we're at the blue line again. I'm going to close this copy trade here in just a few, most likely, but I'm going to keep my KCEX day trade open. And let's see. I'm going to keep my KCEX day trade open. Let's just take that little baby profit. And of course, I'm getting hit with lag. All right, made a little profit on copy. Taking a few profitable copy trades today, but I'm keeping my KCEX day trade. My KCEX day trade is open. I do not even have a stop loss in, guys. If I I don't really do stop losses, I'll be honest. I have on the account what I'm willing to lose, and I'm going to let it ride. So there you have it. But I have on there what I'm willing to lose. I'm not like one of those guys that's willing to lose $2,000, but I have $10,000 on the trade. I have $3,000 on the trade. I'll tell you, I have $3,000. And I'm willing to lose $3,000. Okay? I'd rather do it that way for me and allow the full liquidation range rather than putting 30 grand on it and being willing to lose $3 and getting stopped out for $3,000. It's the same thing. Either way, you're going to lose $3,000. Either way. This way, I'm not risking 30 grand on some scam wick or fear and cutting my trade too soon. I've accepted the fact that I might lose this $3,000, and I've allowed myself a bigger drawdown window that I can go. So it is what it is. That's what I'm willing to lose. But my liquidation is not until like 82.5, so I'm okay. I'm okay for now. And actually, I would cut it if we came above these highs at 79.5-ish and didn't quickly SFP there. I would cut it. Only because then I would have a strong chance at liquidation. Because I don't know that we stop before the CME gap at 84K. I have a red box here, but I don't have a lot of faith in it. I love this box here. I love this box here. Love it. And that's not meant to be a pentagram. I'm sorry if it is. Let me erase that. I love this box here. This one's kind of like, eh. So looking at our monthly stats, guys, we showed these yesterday. Market is open. We will look for the market trade. I do have my phone on me today, so I have the alert set for 8:45. We know the directional bias. Let me turn our vectors back on. We're going to look for this trade. I'm on the 5-minute time frame. Can you guys take that fetch trade I gave you the other day at FOMC? Good trade if y'all did, guys. Fetch is up like 7%. We're going to talk about fetch in a second. Got a good little stat for you guys. Speaking of stats, let's go into our monthly chart. So these were the monthly May statistics. Monthly May statistics, looking for a move down, then a move up. However, it doesn't have to happen this way. The statistics say, and we talked about this yesterday, that there's 85% chance a high or low will be set in the first week. It doesn't say which, okay? The low came in 62% of the time first. So, but that means 38% of the time the high came in first, right? But odds are one or the other will be set in the first week. So between the average range, wick range, the boxes indicate the average wick high and wick low for the month, right? We literally started this month out in the middle this time, okay? Very, very middle. So I don't really care which one it goes to. I really don't care. And you shouldn't either. What you should do, in my opinion, is just be ready if it comes here first, be ready if it comes here first, and expect a reversal somewhere in that area. Literally trying to guess from here is just middle of the range guessing. Literally. Yes, you could have some indicators. Yes, you could have some whatever, macroeconomics, kind of, but you're just guessing, okay? Which is fine. A lot of people are good at that, but if you're not, then just wait. When you get there, take the short. When you get there, take the long. Not financial advice. Look for your indicators. Look for your reactions, things like that. But it doesn't really matter. I personally was expecting the move down and then up, but it doesn't matter. We could certainly get the move up and then down, and it doesn't make the stats invalid. The stats would still be valid. Just my call on initial direction would be wrong, okay? My call, but the stats would be valid. Just like they were valid for April, and I just got the initial direction wrong, okay? That's on me, I got it wrong. But the stats actually hit both boxes exactly. I would not consider this a move up, though. I don't think that my initial call here, and I'm not trying to say I'm right. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. But as of now, my call to the downside is not invalidated, okay? This is only the first day of the month. The 85% chance it comes in the first week, which is 7 days. So you could easily just move up to, hell, you could retrace this whole candle today and close red. You know how Bitcoin is. Gosh. Any of these red candles. Look, this one had a nice wick to the upside and still came way down and closed red. So you could certainly do it. Or you could close this green and tomorrow's green and then the next day's red and red and red and red. And then, I don't know. Who cares? The point is, I would consider this invalidated if we took out the high and closed above the high. I would then say, okay, we're probably coming for here first. Now, you could come up today and quick wick this and then move down, and by the end of week one, you could still be down here. But if you close above this 79.5, close the daily above 79.5, I would say we're headed up here 84, 86K, somewhere in that range. So stats, let's look at our swings. I did put this on the swing chart. Let's talk about that also. I thought this was pretty interesting. Actually, I came across this earlier. So this is an old chart. I haven't shown this in forever. Matter of fact, the last time I was on this chart was in January where I drew this. This is what I expected. I drew this arrow right here on January 31st. And I said, this is what we expect. To move down into here. Then we're going to move up. I said 25%. I drew this. I posted this in Discord too. I said 25% was what I was expecting. And what did we get? 23.8%. So 24%. I missed it by 1%. I said, and then we're going to kind of move down. And then we're going to move up. Now, timing was off. I even said this does not indicate timing because this arrow is obviously over like 2 years. So we're going to move up 25%, then we're going to move down, then we're going to move up 35%. So we moved up 24%, and then the next move up so far has been 33%. So I pretty much nailed this, okay? I know this is more macro moves. This is not intraday moves. And then I said we just chop around here for about a year or so before we move up and out. And I still think this plays out exactly like this, okay, guys? So far it has. The only thing that I question, now this has us retesting the lows, which I definitely think we do at some point. The only thing I'm doubting now is that we actually sweep these lows. I do think the low is in, and we've shown that with money flow, and we've shown that with RSI and other things. But I do think we're going to chop around here for an extended period of time and even retesting near the lows. But I don't necessarily think we take that low. I really don't, guys. Let's look at our fractal. I threw the May stats on the fractal yesterday just to see. So far, this fractal, and for those of you who may just be joining us, this fractal is from right here. I don't know why this red circle's on here. I don't remember what I was showing there. It doesn't matter. I'm not showing anymore. From this time period right here in 2024, we were in this range for 9 months, okay? Now we came up into this range, right, and then broke up out of it. So inversely, now we're coming down into the range. So what I did was I copied this fractal and inverted it because we're coming at it at a different angle. So instead of forming a bull flag like we did here, in theory, we would be forming a bear flag here. Whether or not it plays out, I don't know. But so far, it's playing out nearly exact. So you might be thinking, well, why are we not moving down? You know, this shows us, you know, we've chopped around. We've made this move up. You can see the clear leg similarity here right there. So why are we not moving down? We set the high. Well, if you notice, let's kind of make this a little bigger here. If this is going to hold, we set a high. I'm drawing on the blue now, okay? The blue, we set a high. And then we came back and retested near the high 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 days later, right? We tested near the high before breaking down. So let's move that over to current price. We set a high, then we are coming back now near the high. It looks exact. So to me, so far, this is not invalidated, right? You see? For those of you who can't see, I'm drawing on the blue, set a high, swoop down, come back, did not take the high, and then move down. That is what we're doing now, okay? So to me, this is invalidated if we take the high. This fractal would be invalid. It doesn't mean it won't play out. It could still play out. It could still go the rest of the way. But to me, I would no longer find this fractal valid because we have changed structure. And so far, we've not changed the structure of this entire fractal. Nothing about the structure of this fractal has been changed, period. This would change structure if we came back right now, or not necessarily today, tomorrow, Monday, whatever, and took this high before moving down. I mean, it doesn't mean you're not going to still chop around here. I would throw this fractal away and I would stop following it. So as of now, again, this slow move up today does not invalidate this fractal, right? Does not invalidate this fractal. We'll see. We will probably know by the end of the day. I certainly think we'll know by Monday if this gets taken. If this does not get taken by the end of the day Monday, I don't think it does. I think it holds, and I think we start the wind down. The weekends kind of suck. You're liable to just do that straight across the weekend, especially Saturday. All right, so fractal's looking good. If the fractal holds, then our call for the move down, these boxes are MEXC stats that I just transferred over. Then that would hold. If this fractal is going to be invalidated, then MEXC stats could still hold. It would just mean that this would be reverse, and we would be coming to here first, and then moving down. But the stats for May would still be valid. Just my initial prediction of which way we open the month would be invalidated. Coming up on 8:45, let's switch back to our charts, trading charts. So we're trying to get that little bit of move down now. These are our last few trades that I gave in advance that a lot of folks didn't take, which is cool. I took them. I took every one of them. I made over $1,500 on each one of these. IJS. I'm just saying. I'm going to hide them because they kind of distract me. All right, let's drop down and look for this 845, see if we get the, we already got a red vector reversal. Is that the one? I don't know. Could that be the one? Where did my fib go? I would like to reclaim. Put my fib back on here. All right, so we came up and tapped the 7. See what I mean? A lot of people would have cut this trade already. Came up and tapped the 786. I wouldn't actually mind seeing that daily level get hit at a reversal from there. But so far, we are SFPing the wick high here and the dang blue line, guys. So this could be a good reversal. Remember, Asia and UK did trend to the upside, so we would be expecting a market trend reversal. The fractal calls for a reversal. The trending markets call for a reversal. The dang blue line value area high calls for a reversal. 786 calls for a reversal. If you ain't short, if you traded this as a breakout, you should never do that, guys. Don't trade breakout. It drives me crazy. People will see a value area high and you break above it and they long it. I'm like, you love losing money. I mean, yeah, it's going to play out every once in a while, but look at this. If you did that every time, look at this. Breakout, wrecked. Breakout, wrecked. Breakout, wrecked. Breakout, wrecked. Come on now. Don't do that, guys. Breakout, wrecked. Don't do that. You short resistance and you long support. Well, you know how many people shorted this? Oh, we're breaking down. Wrecked. We longed here. We longed here live. This was FOMC. We longed here live. I made, what did I make on this? I closed it way too dang soon. Way too dang soon. Made $1,050. Should have made like double that. I closed this at like 76,243. We're at 78.2. I closed it way too soon. That's all right. It was FOMC. Who knows what could have gotten said? This thing could have rolled over. I'll be honest. I was looking for lower. What I was looking for, and I told Invicta, one of our VIP Discord members at the time, he asked what I thought. We broke down at 76.2 right here. This was the FOMC start right there. Boom. And I said I looked to take that, and that'd be that. And I thought we rotate down, and we took it. Boom, we SFP'd it. I closed my trade. It made $1,000. We started what looked like a good rotation down, and then boom, reverse. So I thought I had made a good play, and I did. I made money, but still, in hindsight, it would have been nice to stay in it. But that's okay. That's okay. I will never complain about making $1,000 in, I don't know, a couple hours. And we caught the Fetch AI trade down here too. That didn't even include the Fetch trade we took on the live stream. Speaking of Fetch, let's look at Fetch real quick. Fetch moving up. Here's where we caught it. We took it right down here. Took trade right down here. 80-something thousand dollars I put on the trade right here. Not leverage trade, spot trade, 80-something thousand dollars. Y'all remember the trade. I'll show you if you're new. Right there. $81,447. Fetch at 19.35. 19.35 cents. $81,000 USD placed on that. Anyway, let's look at Fetch on the weekly. Fetch had this nice pump, and could this hold? Sure. I know my chart's a little messy. It's just going to stay messy. That's not even the point. I'm going to pull up Cypher. We have a confirmed weekly red dot. Okay, confirmed weekly red dot. Now, flashbang. I'm going to show you weekly stats for Fetch. I'm about to drag them over here. Okay. I've gone through. This is not the full history of Fetch. This is just back the last over 4 years. Prior to that, and maybe it becomes relevant later, but prior to that, Fetch was like way down here at, I don't know. This is just the release date, and it was released headed into the bear market. I didn't do it. Either way, doesn't matter. We have enough info, in my opinion, that we can look at these stats. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 red dots, weekly red dots for Fetch. 19 counting the one that we're at now, but I don't have this on the chart because it maybe has or hasn't played out. We're not really sure if it's fully played out yet, so I did not include it in the data. But of all of these, only one failure, okay, one failure, that was August of 2022, that you actually went up rather than going down over the, I counted this, these stats include the week you got the dot and possibly the following week, okay? So up to 2 weeks, this is the total move down you got. And the average move down was 21%, okay? Looking back over the last 3 years, the lowest that you got was 16%. Going back 3 years, the lowest move down on a weekly dot you got was 16%. That includes a 2-week time period, okay? The week the dot appeared and the following week, 16% was the lowest. Matter of fact, only 1, 2, 3, 4 times out of 18 did you ever get less than that. Most of the time was 20 to 30%, but 16% was the lowest. So let's go take a look at what we've gotten so far. At the time we got the dot, we've gotten a move down of about 8.8%. Let's call it 9%. 9%, which is about half of what we would expect. Half of what the lowest, actually it's about a third of what the average is. The average is 21%. The lowest in the last 3 years is 16%. So if you threw 16% on, that's going to take us right down to our about 17.5 range. And if we took the average of 21%, we would be looking somewhere down about 16.5. So somewhere in this area is the average of what you would expect for a weekly red dot on fetch. Now we're getting a bounce here, so I don't know if this thing's going to roll over in the next week, but it could. If Bitcoin starts rolling over and heading down, you can see fetch move down pretty quickly. But again, averages are averages. It doesn't mean it always has to be 21%. That means sometimes it's been more than that, sometimes it's been less than that. But I do know in the last 3 years there hasn't been one less than 16%. That certainly doesn't have to hold. Just food for thought. So I am not interested in anything on fetch until we come down to about 17.5. And also, I drew this on the chart yesterday. This orange line at 1882. Okay, every single time we have broken 1882. I don't mean most of the time. I mean every dang time. We have had a move down to these white lines. These white lines, not the week. Let me erase this. And that, wrong one. What the heck, man? Like all redacted here. Okay, these white lines, every single time you've broken 1882, which I know we're at 20 right now, but you came pretty close to 1882 already this week. Every single time you have come to these white lines on the same day that you got the break, on the exact same day that you got the break. So big, fast, aggressive move down. That means that 1882 is a really good support and resistance line, and when you break it in a hurry. So what that tells me is that if I come down to 1882 and break it, I don't need, and of course it can do whatever it wants to do, but I will not be looking at, let's just buy this, we're going to bounce. No. Every single time you've gotten at least an 8% move down. Right at 8% move down. Let's see. 7.8% move down, at least on the same dang day. All the way down to the big October wick was a 40% move down. May of 2022, you got a 35% move down. But most of these kind of hem-hauled right in here, kind of came down to this 17.5 to 16.9, 17. Let's call it 17 to 17.5 cent range. Okay, so if you break 1882, in my opinion, you shouldn't even consider buying anything in this zone right here. I would at least wait until you got down into here, and that's where I'd possibly be looking to buy, where I have the dang green box. Now, you could knife right through all that. But I'm saying I wouldn't even think about buying anything in this area right here. And again, that's an 8% range. So a lot of people are going to think, we're not going to fall 8% anytime soon. Surely we're going to bounce. Well, maybe, but you never have before. So you've always fallen through to 17.5, at least every single time. It's little things like that that can make you big money, guys. Little things like that. If think of the difference. Let's just put a calculator to it. If I take that same $81,000, okay, and I buy at 1880, let's call it 1880. Break 1882, I buy at 1880. I'm expecting a quick liquidity grab and go. And I'm buying 430,000 fetch coins, okay? Let's say it goes back up to 20 cents and I sell. Okay, I made $5,000. $5,000, okay? $5,100. Remember that, $5,100. $5,100. Say I take that same $81,000 and I don't buy until 17 cents instead of 1880. Pick up 476 and I sell at 20. I make $95,000. Okay, that is $14,000 and $9,000 more that I will make on the same dang trade just because I've done my homework and I know that we are not stopping between 1882 and 17 and a half. I could make $9,000 more on the exact same trade using the exact same amount. And I understand you may not use that amount. You may use more or less. I get it. So your profit may be a little more, a little less than mine, but $9,000 more just because I've done a little research and I know to not even consider buying until we reach that target because you have never bounced before there, ever. Now, I'm not saying you don't sometimes find some support or resistance there, but not on the initial break of the 1882. Never. Just a little tip, guys. So if you're looking to trade fetch, just remember what I just told you if you break 1882. Questions on that or any other altcoins? If you have altcoins that you're interested in and you just don't really do those kind of statistics and you want me to do them for you, I might would do that for you. Just let me know what you're looking at. Because if for no other reason, I'm always interested in going and finding new, my phone is blowing up, finding new coins that I can trade. Because sometimes it's boring sitting here. Fetch is not doing anything right now, but some coins are. So I could be looking at other coins that are hitting little things like that. I almost bought WorldCoin before we came on stream here because everything was pumping and WorldCoin was dumping. Let's see what World's doing since we came on stream. Pumping, of course. I almost bought it. Almost. We'll see, we came on stream. Right here. I almost bought right there. It was right at 23.9. Right there. We're up 1%. So I could have made $1,000. I could have made $1,000. Aha, salt chain. XVG, that damn Verge. All right, it takes time. It takes time. I'm not going to sit here and do it on stream. That would bore everyone, but I will do it on Verge. I'm actually sort of interested in Verge. My lovely, beautiful wife's sister is really interested in Verge. She was in town last week. She stayed for 3 or 4 days, and we talked about Verge as we ate pizza. Like, what did you and your family sit around and talk about at the dinner table? XVG. Oh gosh, so I'm interested. I'll do Verge. I'll do Verge this weekend. I'll have a full Verge report for you next week. I might even post it in Discord. Verge is kind of, I'll tell you though, Verge is really at its support buy level. I do know that because I've done this before. I haven't done it exactly to like the fraction of a penny like I did on Fetch, but I do know I have these arrows which have been on here for months that it is at the level. So I don't know what else I can do on Verge. Like you're at the bounce level that you always bounce. However, when you do lose that level, but you've really only lost the level once, twice, ever. Twice. Right here and right here. Well, really you only lost the level once. It's hard to do on Verge because you've never lost this level. You lost it here. This is not a loss of the level. This is, you never really reclaimed it. And you came up rejected from it, came back to it. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. This is a tough one though because you're literally at the buy level now. I mean, buy, 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 buy. Buy, buy. You lost it once. So it's a little more, whereas on Fetch, like you're not at these levels down here like you are on Verge. You're still up here. So I could find levels lower that if you lost it, you could go to, right? Can't really do that on Verge because you've only lost it once. Here. Other than that, you've always held this. You've always held this. So it's going to be a lot less interesting data to me. What Bitcoin? Bitcoin pumping, guys? Gosh, Bitcoin's pumping. Oh, God, they might be coming for that high, guys. We might be looking at the move up first this month. And these alts pumping, not really. Tal's up 6%. Tal's going to be a beast, guys. You guys don't know about Tal. Tal's going to be a beast next cycle. Tal's going to be a beast. If you could get Tal down here around $100, if you're lucky enough, I drew this on here, I don't even know how long ago. I would have drawn this about 2 months ago. If you're lucky enough to get another swoop of these lows, one good thing you did not, when you came down here, it's hard to see. I know I got a lot of scribble on here. I don't want to erase my scribble though. But when you came down here, you did not take out the October 10th low. Okay? You front ran it. You front ran that October 10th low. If you're lucky enough to come swoop that low and come into this $100 area, guys, you should sell one of your children and buy Tal. I'm telling you, Tal is going to be one of the major front runners. Go do your research on Tal. Tal is going to lead the way. Tal is going to lead the way. Coins like Fetch fall into the same category. But Tal is like the foundation and Fetch is like the reinforcement. So Tal is going to lead the way. It's going to be like Ethereum following Bitcoin. Tal is going to be your Bitcoin in the AI realm. Telling you guys. Telling you. And it's new enough. You know, a lot of these dinosaur coins underperform. Algo, Cardano, Link, all that crap. You know, I'm not saying, you know, they're not interesting. The new crop of crypto folks are not interested in the dinosaur coins. They're interested in these newer coins. And I'm telling you. Let's say this was the high. I know this was the release. It was released way up here, but we don't count releases. So this was the high. I would look for at least a 2.618 retrace. Let's say you come down. Well, let's say October 10th is all we got to go on so far. Say October 10th is your low. 2.618. I would look for somewhere in here, $1,500 to $1,700 Tal. If you could get that down around here, I mean, you could be looking at easy 10 to 15x. I like it. That is just like easy. That would be conservative target for me. I'm telling you, Tal is going to be a beast. That is a conservative target. I mean, if I'm not even a pattern guy, but let's just see if you broke this pattern. I don't know. It depends on where you broke. Yeah, right up in there, $1,500 range. It just depends on where you break it, of course. Where you break it. But yeah. I mean, hell, just a simple wick fill, even on a release, a 50% wick fill puts you up at $1,000. Tal's going to be a good one, guys. I should set some alerts on Tal. But I'm not interested here. You've already got, since this little low we set a few weeks ago, you already got, oops. $161% rally. I'm not interested in that. You go, but Anthony, what if it goes to $1,500? Yeah, it could go to $1,500, but I mean, you've already rallied over 100%, almost 200%. So you cut your profits down by almost a quarter, right? Because profits from here to the 2.618 is 1,100%. But if you were to take it from here where it is now, you're only at 500%. So you're cutting your profits in half there. And that's because you've had a good pullback. So still a good run, but you're cutting your profits in half. I'm not interested here. That's why I tell you guys, buy the dang lows. So many people wait till it starts pumping and then you buy. Why? You cut your profits in half or worse. Questions, guys? Questions, altcoins, comments? Taking anything you got right now? Remember, guys, Bitcoin, let's go back to our fractal. Daily time frame. I know we're moving up here, guys, but we've not taken the high, so it's still exact on the fractal for now. We come up and take these highs, especially if we close a daily above the high. But by the way, fractals are on closing basis, so we'd have to go back and look. This could have swooped this high here and still closed below it. Okay, my fractals are on closing basis, so we may have swooped this high. Of course, this is inverse, so it would have been a low. So you could swoop the high and still come below it, and this would still be valid. Solana. I hadn't heard that word in a while. I haven't looked at Solana in a while. Let's see. Last time I looked at Solana was late February. I know because every time I come into one, I update the volume profile, and this has not been updated since late February. And it's doing the exact same thing. You can see where we last looked at it because the volume profile is pulled to there. Well, I guess it would probably be on this candle. And literally price is the exact same spot. Like exact same spot. So it's done nothing. Nothing new here. Nothing new. You did get this big scam pump. This wick, look at this wick, guys. This is retarded. Only on, look at this. 125% scam wick. Only on Binance. So this is a 1 minute candle. I'm on the weekly time frame, but this candle, if you actually zoom into the 1 minute, this is a 1 minute, 125% candle, pump and dump. Scam wick, wreck everybody. Be careful of these guys. Have stop losses in. Especially if you're over leveraged, over trading, have too much of your account. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I put $3,000 on a trade and I'm willing to lose it. I don't put $30,000 and run a stop loss because you get one of these 1 minute candles. It was probably more like a 1 second candle. If you went to the 1 second chart, just boom, boom. It is going to wipe your entire account out like that, and you will not have time. You can't do it. By the time you get notified, it's over. You're done. It's gone. So put what you're willing to lose on a trade and let it ride. If you lose it, you lose it. Don't put more than you're willing to lose and then think you'll depend upon your stop loss because shit happens like this and you lose everything. Anyway, nothing new to see here on Solana. I'm expecting a full rotation down. You've got all of these unmitigated vector candles, unmitigated. These are weekly ones too. They're very powerful. This is a huge imbalance. In my opinion, you will recover these. You will have a minimum target to this weekly level here, about $21, $22. Pretty close to point of control. You might come down there. I don't know. Pretty good support zone here. You can see that. Very good support zone here, right there. You know, something like that. Good support zone. I would look for a move down there. If you could get a, $22 Solana, pretty good. And I think you will. When Solana starts, there's no support here, none. You have a little baby, and I mean freaking baby support, like right there. Right? 53 to 60 bucks, call it $55. A little baby support right there. But other than that, look at every time you've come through here. Fast move, fast move, fast move, fast move. So when you do finally break this, I would expect something like this. Maybe 2 or 3 days here, and then boom, right into there. Maybe not this low. You could just come to this weekly level, and then kind of, I would expect something like that. That would give you a full-on, as Crypto Face calls it, Jesus take the wheel pattern. Just like that. And look, guys, what you would really just be doing, all you would really just be doing is kind of ranging. Look. Boom. Boom, you're just ranging, right? Same thing you did here. Bottom of the range, top of the range, bottom of the range, top of the range, headed back to the bottom of the range. You guys see that? Yeah, Salt Chain, some of these exchanges can get scammy. Eons, were it to do a swing short trade, you're talking about on Solana? Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. You're short traders from up here. I mean, if Bitcoin goes up right now, if Bitcoin goes to our May stat high first, if you come up here to the 84, 85K, then Solana's going to go up. So you might get wrecked on that. So it's kind of hard to say because you've really missed the move, right? Let's go to the daily. Well, you've really missed the move. If Bitcoin heads up there, you could probably see Solana do something like grab this high. I would be interested in a swing short trade right here. If you were to take this high right here on Solana, I'd be interested in a short trade from there. Probably not before, even though it could be a great trade. Okay, there's a difference in being a great trade and being bad trading, and it's just bad trading. I mean, look where you are. Look where you are. You're middle of the range. It's just bad trading. It doesn't mean it can't work out. And I mean, that's, even if you want to call the top the high, this is, I wouldn't count that way down there. This is more your range right here. You're just middle of the range, so you're just guessing. Yeah, if you do come down, you're probably going to catch the big home run trade. There's probably no home run to be had here. It's just not the right time. But this is just bad trading. So what you would want to see is that, right? And there's your short. But everybody's going along this because you FOMO in, you think you're going up. In reality, you're probably just grabbing liquidity and rotating down. So at some point, whether it be first or last, or early in the month of May or late in the month of May, we expect Bitcoin to come here. We expect this, okay? Whether it be right now in the first week or whether we rotate down here and then come here, we expect this. So either way it goes, I would expect this for Solana. Whether you rotate down first and then come here, I would expect this at some point this month, and I would look for that short. But I've said it 1,000 times. I can't say it enough. It is not your job or my job to predict where you're going in the middle of the range. It is my job and your job to be ready when you get there. Okay? So we know at some point we would expect a break down from this, right? I would, based upon what we just talked about. So if you're going to take this long trade, you have to take out some of these liquidity wicks, come back, swing failure pattern, close a daily back above them, and then you should be okay to long. Likewise, you want to come here, grab this liquidity, swing failure pattern, come back, close below it, and then you should be okay to short. To me, this is the bigger trade because you have the much higher probability of a breakdown here. But I don't leverage trade altcoins. This is a good example of why. All right, guys, any more questions? If not, that is it for me today. Any questions? Any questions? Cool. Cool. Bitcoin looking like it wants to high. But as of now, fractal is not invalidated. You could, if you're going to turn around, you're going to turn around from right here. You just took that daily level that I told you I would really like to see the daily level hit. You just took it. If you're going to turn around, it's going to be from right here. If you come back high, I would even venture to say, if you come back and take out this high you just set at 78.9, then you're coming for the high. Okay? But if you're going to turn around, this is the spot, this daily level right here in the dang red box. But honestly, you're probably coming for the high. And that would give you some really nice divergences if you took this high. Even the daily time frame, and picture it. It came up into here. Look at that. Big daily bearish divergences. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. Let's look at our poll real quick. I forgot to look at that. Will the bull moon play out this time? Only 56% say yes. The moons never lie. The bear moon, last bear moon was a big old failure. So we'll see about this one. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I hope you have a great weekend. I love you guys. The Lord loves you.